Hello, friends. Welcome to Cook to Nourish. Today, I'm going to share with you this recipe of instant pot curried rack of lamb. Now, this is such a fabulous recipe that you can make on a special occasion. So, I have here Australian rack of lamb that I get from BJ's. You can also find it at Costco's. Um, and Australian lamb really tastes fabulous in this recipe. So what I do is this was about like a 1.5 pound of total. So I am going. What I'm doing is like making slight slits. I'm not completely like you know um, cutting them, um, but what I'm doing is just like making small incisions. So then that way the marinade paste or the masala that we are going to make will nicely seep in through all of the meat as it cooks in the instant pot. So I'm just making those kind of slits here to get the marinade into all the pieces. And when it stays connected while it's cooking in the instant pot, that's good because it helps to preserve the moisture within the meat. So I wouldn't recommend cutting it all over, but just cutting it enough so that you get all the marinade to penetrate into the meat, but still kind of leave it together, so that it functions as one whole piece. Yeah, that's about it. And one final slit there. And next, we'll start by making the marinade. Now, for the marinade, I'm using yogurt, which is non dairy yogurt. I have made homemade coconut yogurt at home. You can find the video for that also here on my channel. You can use any other non dairy yogurt like cashew yogurt. And then 1 tablespoon of fresh lime juice, or you can also use fresh lemon juice. Now, here I'm using 2 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste that I made at home. So, I had just posted the recipe for homemade ginger garlic paste, and you can watch that. And then I have about a teaspoon of pink salt or sea salt. I'm adding half a teaspoon of turmeric and 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri red chili powder. You can use any red chili powder, but Kashmiri red chili powder is less has got less heat. And next, I am going to use 1 teaspoon of garam masala. Now, this is store-bought garam masala. I will put in the description box the link to the garam masala that I use. Then 1 teaspoon of coriander powder and 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, and then a little bit of mustard powder that I have coarsely ground at home using mustard seeds. That is 1/4 of it, just a little bit because it's bitter, so don't add too much of it. And then you mix everything well together. I mean, everything is already like paste because the ginger garlic is a fine paste. And then all the spices together, you just mix it enough so all the spices get blended well. And we'll add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil again to get all the marinade well together so that when we apply it on the meat, there'll also be some fat, and it'll help to cook and flavor the meat better. So I did a quick taste test here, and then I'm adding coconut sugar, 1 teaspoon of coconut sugar. You can use any sweetener, but I would recommend using unrefined sweetener like palm sugar or coconut sugar, and it gives, or jaggery if you can tolerate that. as it gives a really nice rounded flavor. Now we're just going to apply the marinade onto the our meat, and I'm just using a spoon. You can just use your hands too, and gently slather all that marinade. As you can see, the marinade is really a thick consistency, and that is important because that way all the spices come through. So make sure to apply into those crevices and the slits um, that we have put together. And make sure to turn the meat and then apply it on the other side as well. And now turn it and apply on the other side as well similarly, because again we just want to make sure all this blend of spices is completely covers the meat from all the sides and gets into the crevices and everything, so that there's a lot of flavor when it cooks. Now I just take that whole thing and put it inside the insert pot of the instant pot. I'm going to let this stay for a few minutes to marinate. Now I have some more marinade left, and so I'm just going to use up all of the marinade. So just add the extra marinade on top, and just put it on top of the meat into the instant pot. And then we are going to marinate this for at least 30 minutes, or you can even marinate it like for up to 24 hours. If you're marinating it for longer than 1 hour, then I recommend you keep it in the refrigerator. But today I'm marinating it only for 30 minutes, and it has marinated for 30 minutes. Now we are ready to cook it in the instant pot. Actually, I forgot to add black pepper, which is optional in this recipe, but it's good to add some black pepper in the marinade as well. So I'm just adding it here on top. And then we place the insert pot, close the lid, make sure the valve is in the sealing position, and then we are going to pressure cook for 30 minutes. So manually change the time, pressure cooking time to 30 minutes, 30. I know it sounds like a lot of very high, but this is what's going to help make the meat tender. And then after it comes to pressure cooking time, make sure that the pressure falls off naturally before you open it. So that gives it additional time, to moisten and become tender. And now for the final step, what I do is I just put it on a tray lined with aluminum foil and place it in an oven at 400 degrees for about 8 to 10 minutes until all that sauce gets nicely thickened, as well as the meat gets like the top of the meat gets a little bit crusty, but the inside still remains moist. But it just like adds to the flavor and to the texture of the meat. So now you have a lot of sauce left. Once you cook it in the instant pot, you get a lot of sauce. So what you do is pour some of it onto the tray, and then while it's baking, in the middle of your baking time, say after 4 minutes, you baste it more with this liquid. So you're not baking for a long time, just for about 8 minutes at 400 degrees, and that too midway. Make sure you open and baste it with this marinade sauce liquid. You can alternatively also do this step in a wide skillet on the stove. So now I'm placing it in the oven, 400 for 8 minutes is all it took for it to become like this. Now I see you have some gentle char marks on top, and plus the sauce has thickened considerably, and this your curried lamb chops is ready to be served. See how tender and delicate it is. It's like falling off the bone. This is absolutely delicious. So for serving, you just place it in a tray and then pour all the remaining sauce over it, and that way it will continue to remain moist. You can serve it with white rice or cauliflower rice or with a salad. It's absolutely delicious. I hope you get to try this recipe. And if you do try it, please come back and let me know in the comments how you liked it. All right. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.